This is my life's work. I am a teacher. I've started a school. I'm a pediatrician, and I love being on the front lines with kids and families. But as someone on the front lines, I hit a wall over and over again. And I was always talking about, like, what tools would I need to be more successful? What research did I wish I had? How would I want the systems to change so that my colleagues and I could do better work, to have hope?
Those questions led Priscilla Chan and her husband, Mark Zuckerberg, to launch the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative in 2015, a philanthropic organization with the mission to address some of society's biggest challenges, including disease, social justice, and education.
Everyone needs a fair opportunity, a fair crack at being seen as a whole person, being treated fairly in the criminal justice system, having their biology, their illnesses understood. And that's what we mean by building a better future at CZI.
A pursuit that, for Priscilla, is highly personal. You've been very open about the fact that you were bullied growing up, particularly in the 7th grade. But at the same time, there were plenty of good times. I mean, you did very well academically. When you look back to those growing years, what do you remember?
I'm the child of Chinese Vietnamese refugees who were boat people in the 70s and 80s who came to this country not really knowing English, not knowing the American educational system at all. Even though my parents didn't know exactly what to do, they were incredibly supportive. And I had these mentors that saw me and saw who I was as a person. And when there were bad times of being bullied, I had a place to go. When there were good times, I remember wanting to share that moment with them, because they saw me for who I was and supported me in all different ways. And I've been trying to give back in that way ever since.
To date, CZI has awarded approximately $2 billion in grants and invested upwards of $150 million. But perhaps the cause closest to Priscilla's heart is the mental health of children. Obviously, we're still in the thick of this pandemic, but when we look back, what do you think we will have learned about how this affected our mental health, specifically in children?
I don't even know if we know all the questions yet, but I think what I'm so excited about is right now, every parent is thinking deeply about their kids' education and their kids' needs. And there's so much that's folded into the beauty of what a teacher does in the classroom, right? And we all have a front row seat to this as a parent right now. We are being conscious and thinking about, how do we create connection? What is the best practice of how we apply learning science or research to this moment? What is the value of technology?
Do you think we have enough safeguards in place? Should parents be doing more? Should the platforms be doing more? What do we need to do to protect our kids, especially when it comes to their mental health?
Yeah, I think it's both. With everything where there is physical danger or threats to their mental health, you teach them how to use something safely. You give them a gradual release of responsibility. I think the same applies to social media, technology. Like, what are the expectations that I have as a parent? And as a parent, I also need tools. You might be looking at their social media or whatever it might look like. Both as a parent, we need to monitor, have a gradual release, and expect tools to help us along the way.
What do you think, in general, traditional education is getting wrong?
For traditional education, I think we think about every kid needing to hit, like, what reading level are you at? Can you sit still in your seat? Laser sharp focus on the things that we know are necessary to get them to college. And I don't disagree with that, but you have to tell them the why. Why on earth do you want to go to college? Is it because you have a passion for animals and you want to pursue veterinary medicine? Or is it, do you have the skills to be able to self-regulate through a hard moment? Like, I'm not going to do everything for you as a teacher.
I'm stealing that. You have to, they have to know their why.
They have to know why. You have to, and they have to know why, and they have to have the skills to get through a hard day, solve a problem, reflect on why they're feeling a certain way, and they need to have pride in who they are.
Help me help myself and everybody else. What's your thought on screen time right now?
For me, screen time, even before the pandemic, was always about the quality, not the quantity. Engaging deeply with a friend or a grandparent and having that social interaction is really, to me, high quality screen time. Passively watching a video, less quality for me, but still has its value at times. Like everything, it's a balance.
There's this paradox, and I wanted to give you a chance to address it, where they say CZI is accused of trying to solve, certain problems and in many ways caused by social media. Do you think that's fair?
When I showed up at Harvard and saw a world that I had never even imagined, it needed to be my life's work to give back. And I've been able to give back in a way bigger than I ever imagined. But trust me, I would be in this fight regardless. And, we, like everyone, we have lots of aspects of our life, and CZI is a deep reflection of the work that I want to do, Mark's values, and we have a ton of really amazing, smart people working with us, championing their life's work. And I couldn't be more proud of that.
How do you approach this as a couple, professionally and personally? A lot of people can't imagine working with their spouse, other people do. How do you guys balance that?
We love working together. I run the organization day to day, and he's a thought partner to our leaders in the organization and for me. And we're very strict about when we work together. We have our one-on-one time. Today it's at 3:45, and we have an agenda. We all have pre-reads for each other. And so that's a time when we sort of set aside and we do our work, and so that it doesn't constantly bleed in, because we also have to be parents to our kids. We have to be partners to each other.
When you see your husband and people go after him and say, you know what, Facebook is great, but it's taken down the world. They're going to ruin the elections, or just all of the nasty things that you hear. What does that feel like for you?
I see him at home and in his work, grappling with these massive questions that sometimes don't have clear answers. And I am proud of how he's been handling all of this. And I know he is doing his hardest, and I wish others could see that.
What causes you the greatest stress?
I want to figure out how we can heal as a nation. Everyone is in so much pain and hurt, and I can do my part. I try to take care of my team members, my friends and families, but we need a period of healing, and I don't know when that will start.
What gives you the greatest hope?
My greatest hope is the resilience that I see in kids. Like, kids roll with things, and I know, as I believe in this nation, I believe in democracy. And so I know we're going to get to the other side of this.
When you go to bed at night, is your mind always spinning about what more you guys can do, or are you at peace with what you're doing?
I try to end the day thinking about my family, but every morning I wake up thinking I need to do something to make the world just a little bit better today.
Do you think you're doing that?
I'm trying.